Mario Kart World has so many amazing characters and hilarious newcomers. But where are my Kongs? It seems like World is going for a watered down version of the everyone's here type of approach, and yet they leave out some absolute staples in the series. Now, I won't be ranting this entire video. Soon I will discuss how or if these forgotten soldiers can be added, and then possibly even more newcomers that could be put into the race. But right now I gotta rant. Some of these characters left out by Nintendo are massive parts of Mario Kart or even the whole Mario World itself. So why do we omit them and add characters like Fishbone or Conker? Are you even gonna be able to see the track with his gargantuan head? Probably not. First, Funky Kong is Mario Kart Wii. Obviously, everyone knows about the Funky Flame Rider combo, but even besides that, I would almost guarantee that if you asked anyone who grew up with that game to name their favorite characters, Funky would be top 3 every time. Another iconic character in Wii with insane aura was Dry Bowser, and we're just kicking him to the curb as well? I understand they added Dry Bowser into 8 as a DLC, but that pack came out in 2015. 10 years ago. Bro has more than submitted himself as an iconic Mario Kart character at this point, and the folks at Nintendo decided he is who needs to go? What is going on? We are also missing the Koopalings, and if I'm being totally candid, I am not devastated by this news. However, these guys were like the fun new characters in 8 when it was first released. And in a game with a massive roster, I am pretty surprised to see that Nintendo is stepping away from them, as they seem to be somewhat popular, even with more casual fans. Definitely more popular than Sidestepper, at least. Now I gotta talk about my main man, Diddy. Kong, that is. Bro is iconic. I can understand that maybe a casual Nintendo fan wouldn't know Funky, but they have at least seen Diddy Kong before. The Donkey Kong franchise is seemingly getting a lot of attention from Nintendo recently. Donkey Kong was in the Mario Bros. Movie, the redesign had lots of people talking, and now he literally has his own 3D game coming out in July. So why, oh why Nintendo, is this love not being shared in Mario Kart World with the whole family? Batman needs his Robin, and Donkey Kong needs his Diddy Kong. The last character that we must talk about is, of course, our dearly beloved Miis. Now, before we freak out, maybe they're still in the game. There could be a big surprise that Nintendo is holding on to regarding them. Perhaps way more customization or something like that. We saw the Tomodachi Life trailer showcase some more detailed Miis, and maybe that means that that type of customization will be for the Switch 2 as a whole. What gets me concerned, however, is the fact that in between races in online mode, you were driving around the map while waiting instead of having your Mii on top of the globe this time, which gets me very worried as far as what this means for me as being playable characters. They are such a nostalgic part of Mario Kart for me, as I was someone who always loved to put myself into games, and I think many people feel the same. It's also just hilarious to have like an Obama Mii racing against Waluigi, and then a Peter Griffin Mii red shells them both and wins the whole race. I mean, that's just peak cinema. And Miis have been an integral part of Nintendo's identity for decades, and it would be such a shame to see them benched in this Mario Kart. Alright, now it's time for what I think is going to happen with all of these forgotten characters. I made a tier list that shows how likely I think these guys are to return to the franchise. First up is Petey Piranha. I think Petey's very likable, and I think they're pretty likely to get in because of that. And in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they were a pretty big part of that DLC. I could see Petey making it. We're gonna put in pretty likely though. I don't think that it's like 100% by any means. Next we got Dry Bowser, who we talked about earlier. I hope he gets in just because he's so cool. You know what I mean? But I think I gotta also put him in pretty likely just because he might be a costume for Bowser. Next we got the Kongs, my favorite boys. Honestly, and this might just be wishful thinking, I can see them in basically confirmed, and it might be as early as July. With the Donkey Kong game that's coming out, Bonanza, I could see these two kind of fitting in with a DLC thing that they do super quickly off rip, especially with everybody complaining about the prices. They might try to speed up a little DLC situation, like a free one, and put these guys back into the Mario Kart world for that reason. Next, we got the Miis. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm only putting it in I could see it, and that breaks my heart. I just don't see them fully making it into the game just because we haven't seen them yet. I feel like of all things we would have seen them, I don't think they would make a Mii a DLC. Next is the Koopalings, also and I could see it. I feel like they're just going away from them. I feel like they don't want to have the Koopalings anymore. They were fun, they were cool. They might have just had their one run, and it might be done. So I'm so sorry, Koopalings, but I don't really see you fully into the game. I could, but I don't think so. I'm gonna put King Bamam in pretty likely. I can see this guy getting in. He was in Tor. He's a very likable character. They've been kind of putting him into some things more recently, definitely more recently than the Koopalings. So I think King Bamam gets in. Queen Bee, no shot. There's no way. There's just no way. I mean, yeah, irrelevant character, just a one-off thing in Mario Kart DS. I don't know why she was in there. Same thing with Rob. Sorry, buddy. Link is next, and he is resembling all of the characters that are not in the Mario Kart universe. So like Villagers, Inkling, all of them. And I'm going to put him in uh-oh. It's not looking too good for these guys. Maybe they have a chance way later on down the line. But I don't see it just because the new characters that they're adding are all like these minor Mario specific villains. And I don't think that Link obviously fits into that category. So we're going to put him in uh-oh. Metal Mario and Pink Gold Peach both have chances. And I would put them in basically confirmed because I think they're going to be costumes. So we're going to put them here, but they're not as their own characters. There's a little bit of an asterisk for these guys. I think they'll be costumes, but I don't think that they're going to be in the game as their own characters. Next, we got Poochie. I love Poochie, and I think Poochie is likely. Maybe there will be like a new Yoshi game down the line, and Poochie gets in through that. Maybe it's a little cross-promotion deal similar to what I think is going to happen with the Kongs over here. But we're going to have to wait and see. I do think he's likely. He was a big part of Tor. I could see it. Paratroopa also goes in basically confirmed only because he's going to be a costume. He's not going to be his own character. He'll be a costume similar to these two. But I do think he'll get in that way. Dixie, honestly, pretty likely. I could see her getting in with these guys. If they want to have a more balanced roster with more girls on it, I would suggest that this is a pretty good idea, Nintendo. Just saying. Just putting that out there. I would love it if she makes it into the game. Kamek. I gotta put him in no shot. He's an item now. If he wasn't an item, I would say, yeah, probably up here. But he's literally an item. I don't see how they could make him his own character as well. But Lakitu works. So, they're cool with him, even though he's the guy that picks you up. So, who knows? We'll have to see. And lastly, Donkey Kong Jr., I'm putting him in uh-oh. I don't see it. He's kind of irrelevant, and he was just in Tor. He was a cool character in Tor, but I don't think he's going to get put into World. Now, as promised, I will give you 4 characters who I believe have a shot at making the roster later on as newcomers. First on my list is good old Professor Egad. He was rumored to be in, I believe, Mario Kart DS before getting scrapped, so it'd be nice to see him and show some love towards Luigi's Mansion. Second up, I got Plessy, the water dragon thing from 3D World. I just feel like since we have all of these random minions, why can't we have some of Mario's friends to join us as well? Third on my list is Chain Chomp. I mean, seriously, he's like the only hazard on a map that hasn't been put in as a character. What is the beef with the Chompster, Nintendo? And last but certainly not least, I have Luma, who is Rosalina's sidekick. The Lumas were actually featured on the Wii as they were kind of riding along Rosalina's shoulder, and if they were to be added in World, I could so see them having color variants. So that wraps up this video. If you guys enjoyed, seriously let me know. I'm a pretty small channel and have started experimenting with some Nintendo content. Honestly, just leaving a like and subscribing means a lot, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.